What's going on, everybody? Back with another video, and today I want to talk about God of War Ragnarok. I just beat the game last night, and I felt like I knew enough to do a review on the channel for it. So, wherever you found us, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, thank you for coming to the channel. Would you please leave a like and sub to the channel? And we'd really appreciate it. And stay tuned because next week, me and Jan will be back for another episode of the podcast to talk everything God of War Ragnarok. And I will touch on details that I will not touch on here. I'm not making a 30-minute long video diary, whatever. I'm not making fun of people that do. There's people that are very successful on this platform to do that. I'm not one of those guys. I do take pride and I work hard on my videos, but I'm not doing a 45-minute to an hour, 2 hour long video on a video game. So, anyway, with that being said, enough pleasantries. Let's talk God of War Ragnarok. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't have any cons for this game. I have some mixed, not many things, but just a few things within the game that I would say trouble me. I don't hate it, I don't love it, but they just kind of leave me in a complicated state where I can't sit here and shit on what I'm not a big fan of because I can see the good out of it, I guess you could say. And I'm one of those guys that try to see the good in everything. Like even a game that like Gotham Knights that everybody believes is complete shit. I can see the good in it. So anyway, I'm gonna give you some pros. I usually give you some cons, and I'm definitely gonna give you some mix. So with that being said, let's get into the pros. Visually, this game is astounding. Now, like I said, it's a PS4 game, upscale to PS5. I am playing on PS5, 60 FPS. Mode, I figure that's like the best way to play. I'm sorry. Look, I seen somebody say in one of their videos that I've been playing 30 FPS my whole life. So a game like Horizon Forbidden West, as long as I can get the 4K fidelity, I can deal with the 30. Yeah, whatever, bro. Yeah, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like once you've been playing at 60 and you go back to 30, you're like, man, get this shit out of here. I'm playing at 60 FPS, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm pretty sure it's 4K 60 if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, all 9 realms look fantastic. I love the wintry kind of look to the game, especially in Midgard, because of Fimbulwinter, the 3 year long winter storm that happens before the dawn of Ragnarok. So I love Midgard with the snow. I think that looks freaking beautiful. I hate snow in real life, but in games it looks fantastic. I think that places like Vanaheim that are covered in shrubbery and trees, and you see roots on the ground. It just looks really really good, man. Really, I mean, and all the things that try to kill you in Vanaheim, while they are bastards and they're annoying, they look so damn good. The world design is top notch. There's really not much else to really say about it, right? I love the music. I do appreciate music in anything, whether it be film or a game. I think music in itself tells a story. And in this game, it does exactly that. I do say, I will say, I prefer the soundtrack in the first one. If you guys know what I'm talking about, there's a scene in God of War 2018. When I say the first one, I'm sorry. In these 2 games that just came out in recent years. God of War 2018, there's a scene where Kratos goes back to his house to pick up his Blades of Chaos. When he does, a ghost of Athena shows up and says, no matter how much you try, you'll always be a monster. And while he picks up the blades and he's wrapping the chains around his arms, he says, yeah, I will be, but I'm not your monster. And man, you hear this music play, and it's so riveting. It almost like gives me a tickle in my balls. I'm like, dude, this must be what it is to like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like like skydiving. You know what I mean? Like that rush. And you think that's kind of weird, or like playing a game, you don't have that. Like, dude, that's completely not the same, right? Jumping out of a plane and playing a video game, yeah, but it's how you feel, how the music and the ambience makes you feel. It really is. these games are not just video games; these are experiences. And I think Ragnarok does a good job of carrying over most of the music that 2018 has to offer, and then also giving its own little twist. I will say I love Freya's theme. When Freya comes into a scene, you hear this. It's kind of changed the theme up a little bit. It sounds more sinister because of Freya's role, especially at the beginning of the game. By the way, there might be some spoilers in this video. I meant to say that before I started, but if you're this deep in, just know from here on out it could be some spoilers. But all in all, music is great. I love the supporting cast. Talking about Freya, I love Freya. I love Mimir, Brock, Sindri. Thor is phenomenal in this game. I wish Thor was in it more, but his role that he played in this game was good. It was kind of heartbreaking to see how he's been treated. Odin is really good. I just hated how he's treating Thor, but I did like Odin. It definitely the way I don't know the voice actor like I do Thor. Like Thor is Ryan Hurst. He played Beta in The Walking Dead. He played Opie in Sons of Anarchy and millions of other stuff. I think he played in Rudy back in the day, the football film. And I don't know the voice actor for Odin, but his voice fits the character they're trying to portray him as. Very manipulative, conniving. He's a scumbag. And it fits. It fits really well. He looks like he seems aloof, but he's actually got shit all figured out. And I did like that. Besides what they do to him at the end of the game. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, all the characters that make Atreus and Kratos better people and really move their characters, I like them all. Um, and I think my last positive would be, and I'm just keeping this short. I'll talk more about it when we do the podcast. I'll update you guys more on when we're gonna premiere that. I love the exploration. That was something from 2018 I really enjoyed. I love being able to go to the realms and do all the side quests. The side quests are really great. There's a lot of them in Ragnarok. It's more so I feel like than 2018, and that's not a problem as long as they're good. And every single side quest I've ever done, it has felt meaningful. It feels like a journey personally that I need to take. You know what I mean? And when a game can do that and kind of hit you on a personal level as the person playing the game, you did a decent job with your side quests to not make them feel like chores, but more of like small adventures that step away from the main story, but also makes it come full circle to the point where you need to get back to the main story, if that makes sense. And I think they did a good job with that, even though it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense considering Ragnarok's supposed to be this impending doom, and I'm over here picking flowers. You know what I mean? Like, and I guess that's an RPG for you. Like, literally, the game's plot is like the world's about to end, and then you're doing all these side quests, like collecting paintings and doing all this shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's just a video game problem. So you kind of have to like remove yourself from that. So let's get into my cons. I'm done with the story, and I'm sad it should have been longer. Okay, obviously, like I said, I really don't have any cons for this game, but I do have a couple mixed. And I think both of these that I'm about to tell you kind of going side by side with each other. I'm not a big fan of the story. I think the story is very lackluster in God of War Ragnarok. I've just I just felt that because like even the ending, like I was fine with how it all ended with Atreus, kind of owning up to where his background, his culture, because Kratos he moved to Scandinavia, he moved to this part of the world, while Atreus was born in this, molded by it. Please tell me you know where that reference is from. um, so I was fine with him going on his own. I'm glad nobody died. By the way, I'm about to go into spoiler territory here. I'm glad nobody died. I didn't want Kratos to die. I didn't really want Atreus to die. But I'll be honest with you, I'd be fine with Atreus dying. And that kind of brings me to my next thing is I felt like the Atreus story arcs in this game where you play as him, his combat is fine. His gameplay is fine. I just felt Atreus very underwhelming. It almost made me feel like I was playing a different game. It almost felt like I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and this is one I'm tagging onto my mixed. Everything about this game felt rushed to me. I felt like this game was supposed to be a trilogy, but they just slammed it all into one. I would have been fine if we would have got a little bit more time with Atreus, like in another game where you play as him for a little bit. But I felt like they kind of had to force these parts in there and into this one, and I just felt that his parts of the game, even though he's a main player in this Ragnarok storyline, right? He's a big part of that prophecy of what's to come, right? I just felt that all of his gameplay segments where it had story, I felt like it wasn't going anywhere. Like you, literally, the second time you play as him, you go to Ironwood and Jotunheim, and you're looking for other giants, and you do find one. Her name's Agrabota, yeah, Agrabota, I believe. And that section went on way too long. I mean, you're literally in this like place for like 3 hours doing chores and shit. And I just felt, man, dude, just let me give back to Kratos, man. And that's what I'm saying the whole time. And every time we'd switch to Atreus, I felt that way. And I think it's just because I don't like Atreus as a character. I have no attachment to him. I care about him because Kratos cares about him, because I have an attachment to Kratos himself. But I don't really care about Atreus. So those parts of me felt really, really slow, and I felt like it halted the story. Like, I think the only time it didn't really like pull the story to a halting stop was towards the end when Atreus decides to go back to Asgard to find that last piece of the mask, because he thinks that's the key to changing the prophecy where Kratos won't die. And I thought that was pretty good. It did move it along. You know, you see that flip where Thor tries to kill Atreus and Atreus comes back to Sindri's house. I thought that was good. But other than that, I just felt it was very, very lackluster. Like, you see some stuff happen. You see Odin mistreats Thor and things of that nature. But all in all, I just felt like that it was just slow. And I felt like that I would have liked to use this time to have more time with Kratos and Atreus. I think that dynamic makes this all work. And so that's just how I feel about it. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, and I'll go into more detail in our podcast this upcoming week. But all in all, just talking about the game as a whole, I'm going to give this game an 8 out of 10. I think this game is a solid sequel to a damn near perfect game. And I think it's hard to, I think the thing that holds this game back is I think it was rushed. I think they were trying to do too much in one game. The Atreus parts were not that interesting. But everything else, man, is great. I mean, everything else is great. You know, one thing I left out of my positives because I'm a jackass is I think the combat is better than it's ever been. I think with all the enchantments and charms and things like that, I think that combat is really, really good as well. And it's really engaging. It's more engaging than 2018. I feel like 2018, especially after a while, started getting kind of cookie cutter. With this, there's so many different combos you can land, especially if you can get the combat down. And when you're fighting these bigger bosses like the Berserkers, that is a completely side quest here. We're fighting all the Berserkers, and the combat really, really makes these fights a lot of fun. But I think the story in Atreus parts holds us back. I think the story is on the weaker side. It's not bad. It definitely hit me in some parts. But all in all, I felt that the story holds this one back for me for being just as great as its successor. So, I guess, what's the word for it? As its predecessor, right? Is that the word? There you go. Predecessor. So, with that being said, I'm going to get my dumb ass off of here because I can't talk. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on this video and subbing to the channel, we really appreciate it. And just let us know what you think about God of War Ragnarok. Are you excited about the game? Have you played it yet? Are you looking forward to what's to come? What are you looking forward to next? There's a lot of questions with this franchise going forward, and I'd be happy to hear what you guys can come up with. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay dead, my friends.
We will not let it go!